the federal government was always the last line of defense against being mistreated. So if you now have an attorney general who is saying we're going to revisit this because we're not sure, that does not offer much comfort to millions of people in this country.
Well, Congressman, joining me on the panel this morning is Dr. Wilmer Leon III, SiriusXM host and author of the book Politics, Another Perspective. India Gary Martin, former managing director and global chief operating officer of technology and operations at J.P. Morgan. She's also the founder of leadershipforexecs.com. And Dr. Jason Johnson, political editor for The Root and political science professor at Morgan State University. Panel, any questions for Congressman Thompson?
I'm going to say this, and this is, you know, Congressman, this is my primary concern, both political science and working in journalism. Do you have any faith whatsoever that this administration will do anything? I don't believe in Jeff Sessions. I don't believe in Donald Trump. He has a white nationalist as his national security advisor. I have no incentive to believe that they're going to do anything. This just seems like you know, something that they say in some lame attempt to interact with the African-American community, but I'm not at all convinced that they're going to do anything.
Well, a lot of us are of that same opinion, but I'm not certain that we have many choices. If we can demonstrate our opposition, but somehow the rule of law has to come into play. I was not a supporter of this administration. I've not been a supporter of any of his appointees that President Trump has made. But as a member of Congress, as an American citizen, you know, I have to demonstrate my opposition, but I also have to make them accountable if accountability is there. Right. Now, I feel like you, I'm not certain Jeff Sessions is going to do anything, but you can't not put him on the record by saying, look, here it's situations, you have to address them. Now, if you choose not to address them, then we hope the court of public opinion will force you to do it. And so we call ourselves, as members of the Congressional Black Caucus, the conscience of Congress, but also we represent a lot of communities of color and otherwise that unless we say something about the inconsistencies of government, no one will.
For Roy Bryant and for J.W. Milo to admit that they murdered him, and for Jeff Sessions to say that, well, we still know about evidence, those are statements against interest. That's very easy to admit in court. For Carolyn Bryant to recant her testimony, that's obvious. Jeff Sessions was a former prosecutor.
Yes.
He should know better.
And she, you know, she has written an unpublished memoir.
Yes.
I guess that it's supposed to be published after she passes away, or maybe in 2036. But the government could subpoena the contents of the book.
And on the political side, Ronald Reagan announced his candidacy for president in Philadelphia, Mississippi, which is near Money, Mississippi, which is where all of this took place. That was for a reason.
Yes.
And so not only does this resonate in terms of the African-American past, this is still obviously an issue in the white American political future, present and future.
But I think one other thing I want to add to this is, look, whether it's this old white lady who lied 50 million years ago or people today, we have a fundamental issue in this country of white people lying on black folk and we die.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right? You got people who make false phone calls. I thought this person had a gun. They get shot by the cops. That person doesn't get prosecuted, whether it's John Crawford in a Walmart in Ohio or Tamir Rice. So, you know, the idea that we can't even prosecute this today doesn't give me much faith that it's going to be prosecuted from 60 years ago. I appreciate the effort. It makes sense, but I don't have that kind of belief in this country.
Yeah, but I think there's an opportunity here, right? So Jeff Sessions has, you know, nobody, I think, you know, a lot of folks do not have confidence that anything will happen. However, this is an opportunity for him to demonstrate that he's prepared to do something and move on something. There are a lot of open cases, which we all have a lot of concern about. How quickly that that moves or not, we don't know. But I'll tell you what, he has a real opportunity here. And if he doesn't take this opportunity and do something, there's going to be bigger challenges out there. I mean, much bigger challenges that we'll face.
But what is our response going to be? Because when Jeff Sessions lives down to our expectations and doesn't do anything, what are we going to do? That really should be the conversation
here's
that
the
we need to
question I'm
start
going to
having.
pose to the congressman and to the panel. Congressman, are there any African Americans in the administration that you believe that the court of public opinion, the African American community, and Americans at large can go to and rely upon to press the president and his Department of Justice to do something about this?
I'm not aware of anyone of color or anyone in general in this administration who has demonstrated support for this issue. But we still have to go forward. There's a short-term gain and there's a long-term gain in what we have to do. You know, we have elections for the House of Representatives next year. If we can channel the lack of support and the frustration in this country toward elections next year, we can then change the House of Representatives, and John Conyers will be chairman of Judiciary. He can hold hearings. He can do the field hearings necessary to address some of these inconsistencies. But unless you have a platform and an opportunity to make this happen, all you can do is continue to raise the issue. Now, we plan to organize around these issues to show what's in the interest of the community. But this is an administration that is totally void, to my knowledge, of anyone who has support for the issue we're talking about this morning.
Well, Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. If you get your staff to put up a colorofchange.org petition, I will be the first person to sign it. And again, we thank you this morning for all of your work on behalf of the Till family. Coming up next on News One Now.